Hi there, I'm Jasmine Sahu and you're watching What's On, a guide to all sorts of interesting things going on in and around Sheffield. We seek out the info so you don't have to. Today we have a real treat in store for you. In the studio we have James Starky from Time Builders, here to tell us about their programme which encourages more volunteering and better engagement in the community. We'll also be showing you a film about jazz. No, not me, the musical kind. I went along to the Lescar last week to check out their regular jazz night, and tonight you get to see what that was like. So to get you in the musical mood for that, we're going to start off tonight with a look at live music. "500 school children are going to be performing at City Hall tonight in the Voice in a Million concert at 7:30 p.m. Voice in a Million events are all about awareness and giving a voice to the children in the world who don't have a family or a loving home. A powerful event for performers and audience alike. Tickets for this are available from the City Hall box office for just £12. At South Sea Live tomorrow night, there's another indie lineup. Doors open at 7 p.m. when you can get in to see Rooftop Rampage, a Sheffield/Chesterfield based band, War Games from the US of A, They Say Fall from Lincolnshire, and another Sheffield band, the Royal Ocean. And finally, this is a heads up for next month, Blue are in town on Sunday the 5th of April at City Hall. What a blast from the early 2000s this is. After Simon's hip shaking on Strictly last year, there'll be plenty of screaming fans in the audience for sure. Their new album comes out this March, so we can probably expect to hear some new numbers mixed in with their previous hits. Tickets are £25 and available from the City Hall box office. Interesting mix there, and only a dip in the water of what there is out there. Another area that's simply bursting with things happening is art and culture. Let's see what's in store over the next couple of days. You've got to keep your finger to the pulse in the world of Sheffield theatre. There's always new talent waiting in the wings. If you fancy checking out some of the new blood, why not come down to the Crucible Adelphi Suite tomorrow evening for a rehearsed reading of Waiting for Light, a play by up-and-coming writer Laura Lindsay. Produced by Black Toffee in association with Harrogate Theatres, this is a modern-day Waiting for Godot, with women and without Godot. Look for this on Facebook if you're interested and book your place on the guest list. It all starts at 7:45 p.m. and the reading will be followed by a Q&A, music and spoken word performances. This coming Wednesday, the Showroom Bar and Cafe is hosting a book launch event. All proceeds from In Heaven's River, Poems and Carvings of Mountain Monk Enku are going towards Aid for Japan, which supports children orphaned by the 2011 tsunami. The 17th century monk Enku was an expert at meditation, and his art is the product of love and compassion. The launch starts at 6 p.m. and is free entry for all. And heads up for this Saturday, a pocket history of Sheffield theatre is going on from 11 a.m. in Tudor Square. Learn all about the Assembly Rooms, the Olympic Circus, the Surrey Music Hall, the Empire Palace of Varieties and many more. The tour of former sites will be accompanied by tales about the actors who trod the boards and former Sheffield theatre companies. Tickets for this slice of the past are just £5. So there you have it, theatre, books and history. Plenty to get your teeth into. Now things are going to take a musical turn as we head over to the Lescar Hotel to check out their regular jazz night. It's been running for years and is simply one of the best and the cheapest places to hear local and national artists.
Yeah, I've been running it for 2.5 years, but before that it was running for 15 years. So it's a long-running night, really, and one that we're quite keen to sort of keep going, really. It's it's one of the only, this is probably the only weekly jazz night in the region, certainly in Sheffield. So there's other jazz nights around the place, but this one really sustains a community of musicians. So yeah, it's important to us to keep it going. Yeah.
What kind of jazz do you usually get at the Lescar?
Yeah, it's a full range of stuff from mainstream jazz through to jazz that's mixed with electronica and hip hop and folk music and contemporary classical and singers and that kind of thing. So yeah, a full range really. We try and encompass the full spectrum of the music. So.
So where do the artists come from? Is it just local people or is it from around the world?
No, we have a mix of local and from further afield. So tonight's band are from Paris. So although that's probably one of the further afield places we've attracted musicians from, but they come from London, Scotland, all over the place. But yeah, we try and keep the local scene going as well with nights for the musicians that are based in Sheffield. So that's important to us as well. So.
What do you think of the Lescar as a venue? What makes it good for doing jazz nights?
It's great. It's kind of got a really intimate atmosphere. People love coming here. As soon as they walk down the corridor, they'll often say they really like the fact that it's kind of the back room of a pub. They can rub shoulders with the musicians, and when the room's full, it's amazing. It's just the best atmosphere. So yeah, it's great. Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to seeing in the coming months?
We've got 3 bands coming up that I'm really dead excited about. There's a band called Mammal Hands who are on Matthew Halsall's Gondwana Records, and they're following the footsteps of Go-Go Penguin. Very exciting young band. Giles Peterson's been touting them, and yeah, it should be good. There's a band called Vula Viel who mix African music with some of the best young musicians in London, and there's a guy called Steve Fishwick who's a really amazing trumpet player with some of the best young musicians in the country. So yeah, they're coming up at the end of April, start of May, so dead excited about those, all 3 of them.
And just finally, can you tell us in one sentence why should people come down and listen to jazz at the Lescar?
It's just a great night where you get to see some of the best music in the country played on your doorstep and a whole range of styles, and yeah, I'd recommend anyone to come and try it out, and if they don't like it one week, maybe come another week because it'll be something quite different, so there's a whole range of stuff going on.
Thank you very much to Jez Matthews for being so welcoming to myself and my camera team last Wednesday. If you want to attend one of these jazz evenings yourself, they are every Wednesday night at the Lescar Hotel on Sharrowvale Road. The tickets are just £5 and the doors open at 7:30 p.m. Check out www.jazzatthelescar.com to see the coming lineup. Relaxing and enjoying chilled music is important in life, but so is being healthy and active. Let's take a look at sport to see what sort of things people are doing to get moving. In badminton, Division 2 of the Combined Plastics League have matches on this Wednesday. Wisewood are up against Oakbrook. That's at Wisewood Sports Centre on Layard Road. And don't forget, if you want to get involved in badminton, Abbeydale Badminton Club are holding a new members meeting this coming Friday, 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. This coming Sunday, we have the Sheffield Volleyball League in action. The Sheffield Honeybees are playing the All-Stars at All Saints Sports Centre at 11 a.m. The Honeybees lost their last game, so they've got everything to prove on Sunday. And if you want to get involved in volleyball, the Sheffield Volleyball Club hold a beginners session every Monday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at All Saints Sports Centre. And for any runners out there, the Steel City Striders are holding training sessions tomorrow in Millhouses Park. The morning session at 10 a.m. is their usual daytime training meetup, but the 7 p.m. event is a speed training session. Perhaps you should check that out if you're thinking of joining in their trunts race next Monday as part of the Striders Fell Championship. Getting involved is the name of the game at What's On, and we love to hear about what our viewers have been getting up to. Tweet us at Sheffield Live or bob us an email and let us know if you're taking up the challenge. Let's see what you could be doing in the community. The Sheffield Church of the Nazarene are holding a fashion show and sale this evening from 7 p.m. Designer and high street brands will be on show, all on a discount from normal prices. Entry is £5 and that's going towards the Church of the Nazarene building project. Head over to Fitzroy Road to see what's happening. Tomorrow, check out the parenting workshop, Keeping Your Child Safe and Sane on and offline. That's 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. at St Mary's Church. The first out of 2 events, if you're the parent of a child under the age of 10, this is the class for you. Looking at children's exposure to sexualised content both online and out and about, the workshop aims to give parents the tools to protect and educate their children against harm. Tickets are £5 per session and you can email info@thechat.org.uk to register your interest. A free English for Work course is taking place at The Circle tomorrow. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m, Dr. Sandra Potesta will be delivering a structured course aimed at helping people to learn at their own pace so they can communicate effectively in the workplace. This is part of an ongoing programme taking place at The Circle every week. Check out www.rlnyh.com for more details. Now on tonight's programme, I'm going to be speaking with James Starky. James is one of the organisers of Time Builders, a scheme encouraging volunteering and community cohesion in Sheffield. Their activities range from lantern making for the upcoming Sharrow Festival to frozen sing-alongs and a group sewing session. Plenty for everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight, James. So first of all, where did the idea for Time Builders come from?
Time Builders is a time banking project, and there are all sorts of time banks all over the world. We have a particularly interesting model in Sheffield, but the concept of time banking is very simple. You do an hour of volunteering, helping someone out for an hour, maybe you babysit for an hour, or maybe you do some plumbing for someone for an hour, and then that hour that you spend volunteering, that's recorded, and then you can then spend that on getting an hour of something fun. We do the same thing here, and a slightly more of a different model, encouraging groups to get involved in doing an hour of something together. Maybe an hour of gardening together, maybe an hour of litter picking together, and in doing that then they will get a time credit which they can spend on things that are more fun.
So what kind of activities can people take part in to gain time credits in Sheffield?
Yeah, so as well as litter picking and gardening, then we have a lunch club for older people so they can help out serving, looking after the old people. They can join our sewing group and do sewing projects. They can run classes of their own. We have quite a few people who have great ideas, or they have skills or knowledge, and they want to share that with other people. So then they run a class, maybe a creative writing group or an arts class or martial arts, or whatever people have, they can then share with other people.
So what kind of things can people then spend their time credits on?
So we have some great partners in the city who give us their surplus tickets or their surplus goods. So the 2 football teams, they give us match tickets, which we can then you can then buy with your time credits. Sheffield International venues, they have ice skating rinks and swimming pools in the city. They sometimes give us their tickets. Sheffield theatres help us out. If ever they have spare seats in their performances, they give us some, so then people can then spend their time credits that they've earned on going to see a theatre show.
So it's some really worthwhile things that would normally cost quite a bit of money.
Yeah, but they're surplus, so they give them to us, and then we can recycle them and get them people to spend their time credits on.
So what kind of benefits do individual people gain from being part of this programme?
I think there are a lot of benefits. It's a great way for people to get to know other people in their community, to do something as a group, but also for some people that they don't know that they have great skills, or they don't know that they have talents, but what they have a lot of is time. So being able to donate their time by getting involved, then they can feel that they have some value. Sometimes if people are outside the mainstream economy and they're not fitting in, and maybe they're not able to work, or they're not able to contribute in that way, they contribute in this other way, which is really good.
Absolutely. Have you got any particularly exciting events coming up that people could spend their time credits on?
This month, as you mentioned, we're preparing for Sharrow Lantern Carnival. So every Wednesday night from 7 till 9, we're having lantern making workshops, which are free. Everyone can just come in, and that's quite a nice way to get to see what other time builders are doing, and then get involved with the carnival, which is a brilliant thing anyway.
And do people have to save up a lot of time credits to be able to get some of the benefits?
Some of the rewards, yeah. So, for example, a football ticket for United, that would cost 2 time credits. It's organised on a time basis, so you spend an hour doing the volunteering, and then if the reward takes longer than an hour, then it will be 2 hours, for example. We also organise trips out to the countryside or to the seaside, and if that trip is going to take 4 or 5 hours, then that will cost 4 or 5 time credits.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking with us today, James. So if you want to find out more about time builders, or are thinking about joining in, then take a look at their website, which is www.timebuilder.wordpress.com. And last but not least, it's time to check out today's social media scene. So we've been on looking for Voice in a Million in particular, which is happening tonight at City Hall. And Oliver Holmes, that's at Actor Oliver, says, great to be chosen for Voice in a Million at Sheffield City Hall as a solo singer. #can't wait. So we really hope that he does very well tonight and gets the performance that he wants out of that. Voice in a Million themselves have been promoting Bars and Melody, which is a duo of very young boys, Leandre Davies and Charlie Lehan, who will be performing alongside the 500 school children from Sheffield, and they shot to fame on Britain's Got Talent, so that should garner quite a bit of interest for the show this evening. We've also been checking out Shaff and what people have been saying about that over the weekend. Some really interesting one. My Outdoors said people who inspired us most at #Shaff 2015 were Martin and his team of volunteers. Without them, Shaff couldn't happen. So thanks for the help. And we must reiterate that so many things couldn't happen without volunteers, so we really encourage everybody to get involved. That's it for today's show, but we'll be back tomorrow to find out more about what's on around Sheffield. If you know about something that's happening, or if you're planning an event, please get in touch and tell us about it, and we'll do our best to get it on the programme. You can contact us on what'son@sheffieldlive.org or via Facebook and Twitter @Sheffield Live. Next Monday, I'm going to be handing you over to the capable hands of Laura Belinsky, who will give you the latest at the start of next week. Stay tuned for our news programme up next, but from me it's goodbye and a big thank you for watching.